Do you ever feel like you're getting a stiff, achy neck relating to your migraines? Or do you feel like you have some tenderness at the base of your skull that maybe radiates up into your head? Or do you feel like your upper traps are really tender to the touch and stiff? You feel like you have some stiffness and achiness in these thick muscles in the front of the neck called the sternocleidomastoid muscles. I'm going to show you some exercises that should really help with this sort of thing, and you can explore them yourself to see how they maybe address some of that stiffness and pain. Let's go. Now the key here is that these exercises are not really a one-size-fits-all and should be kind of selected based on your level. So anytime I'm working with somebody, we're assessing how strong their neck is, what are the priorities that need to be selected here. So, if you feel like your neck is particularly weak or has some more stiffness that you're kind of worried about the safety of, start on the light side of these. Start with things that just feel okay and then slowly work from there. If any of these things hurt, you don't have to push through that. If you have a history of injury to the neck, you can also start by just speaking with your physician or your physical therapist to make sure that these are right for you. Because this is not really medical advice. This is more some strategies that may help for exploration of your own body. First up, I'm going to show you an exercise called self-snags, which are great for addressing some of that stiffness and achiness at the base of the skull, especially if you feel like you have a difference in your ability to rotate. So if you want to try this out, you can. What you would do is you tuck your chin and then you turn your head to each side. And if you notice a difference, maybe you notice some tension or you can't turn quite as far to one of the directions, then this is a great way to start helping with that. So what you'll do is you'll grab the edge of this towel and you want to make sure it's sitting up here right at the base of the skull. And then one hand, you'll let it kind of drape down. One hand that's over top will pull across the cheekbone while the other hand anchors down. So this is going to help provide a little bit of a stretch, and you'll find that it should target right at the base of the skull there. And this will help to alleviate some of that tension in a nice way that you may not be able to find elsewhere. So the key here is tuck your chin. Remember, if you're turning your head, let's say to my left here, then my left hand grabs and pulls across the cheekbone while the right hand anchors down. If you want to go the other way, you just switch. So the right hand goes over top, the left hand pulls down a little bit to stabilize, and then you pull across. And you can play around with how much your chin is tucked or elevated, like this. And it should be gentle at first. You can play around with pulsing with it. I tend to have people do between 5 and 10 rounds per side, maybe or 5 or 10 repetitions per side, or potentially, you can do several rounds of this too if it feels good. But I also pair this with more active exercise, so let's dive into those.